Hi everyone, I'm Sofiane Brahimi, live producer here at Ubisoft Ivory Tower. For 2 years now, we've welcomed millions of players and deployed major updates every 4 months. These updates brought a variety of new content to the game, with a particular focus on competition. But we will not stop here. From November 2020, everyone will discover new ways to enjoy our game. A new season system will be introduced. Each of these seasons will last 4 months and will be split in 2 different episodes. Our objective here is to continue to deploy new content for all types of players. To achieve this, we will introduce Motorflix, a new TV show company that will hire you for your driving skills. So, without further ado, here is a glimpse of what's coming in November 2020.
What the? Hey, we have a situation. Someone triggered the alarm. A breach. Confirmed. Breach in the main vault. I repeat, breach in the main vault. All agents on site, now! We've got a visual. They're getting away. Take them out. The package cannot leave the city.
(2018) Mr. Fergus, quote, "This game is Motor Nation. It's all about legal motorsports. It makes no sense at all that cops will come to the game. We fast forward, we are 2020. They totally switched the whole thing up. First thing you see in a trailer is a Corvette C8 with a police livery and some sirens chasing something that has been stolen. It does not suit with the vision of the game in 2018. In 2020, they seem to have no vision at all, and suddenly we have cops in the game. It all makes sense now. It really does. 2-3 months ago, they put TPC on hold because 80 to 90% of those TPC members, for those who don't know, TPC stands for the Pit Crew. It was a feedback group with invited players, hardcore players of the Crew 1, and former so-called star players that were invited to E3 and Gamescom. It was a bit of a combination of YouTubers, Twitchers, some people who play the game a lot of hours. About 25-30 people were in there. But it was put on hold about 2-3 months ago. And yeah, it makes sense. It all makes sense now. Because they were planning this, and 80-90% of those players within TPC, those who are giving the feedback, do not want to see cops in the game. But now it makes sense why they put us on hold. Because they were planning this stuff. Update 8 certainly seemed to be vanished from the radar. We know what was coming. It was even including all kind of content updates, including expansions, and so that was planned. I don't know what's happening with that. Is that going to fit into this new thing here that we just saw? Year 3 content is going to be split up in 4-month updates. We're going to have 3 of them. Each of them will have 2 episodes. So we're going to have 6 episodes of whatever they come up with. The first episode is called The Chase. They come up with some new storyline. So instead of going with the Motor Nation campaign, where you have to be the best racer and beat Theo and Tuck and Sophia and Clarence, and then eventually you are the Motor Nation champion. Instead of going with that, they now come up with Motorflix, which of course is a reference to Netflix. So you're gonna get like some sort of series. Every episode will be a different series that you can play through. The first one seemed to be involving cop chases and whatnot. I don't know. I have no idea what he's going to do with this game. I have no idea what the vision of this game is anymore. I don't, as I mentioned in my summit video yesterday, I don't think they know themselves at the moment what the vision of the game is. One thing is sure, they're completely changing it. They're pushing away the hardcore players, the people that pre-ordered their game in the beginning, the competitive players, all that. They're pushing them away. They're bringing in new players, they're bringing in the kids, they're bringing in those YouTubers who are been crying for police chases, more than crying actually. Some of them acted like idiots. They were even banned from certain channels, including their Twitch channel, and so because they were just acting like idiots, always asking for cops and such not. So they're gonna do some sort of episodes, and then for all those crybabies, there will be something in each of these episodes, I'm assuming. The first one is with cops and whatnot. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. They have no longer have a vision. They put the players who actually play the game and the hardcore players who give the feedback, they don't listen to them. They just put those guys on hold, and then about 2-3 months later, they come up with this. Knowing that those hardcore players will not agree with this, that's how they did it. We'll see. We go along with the flow. We'll see what comes in November. November 20th. If we do the math on the summits, the summit batch number 5 will end somewhere end of October, beginning of November. Which means there is a gap of 3 weeks. So we're going to repeat some summits or so. We will see how they do it, because this thing, episode number 1 of this new year content. Yeah, how do you need to look at it? Is it some sort of battle pass? Yeah, in a way. You know, you have 3 seasons, you have 2 episodes. Is it free? You're gonna have to pay for it to buy those upgrades. I have no idea. We will see how they put it in, but no, we do not agree with this. The last thing we want to see is cops. As a matter of fact, there are quite a lot of people out there who don't even want to see a content update, but they want to see fixes first. Fix all the glitches and the bugs that are going on in the game, and do that first. Concentrate on that in a certain episode before you come up with extra content, which probably is going to cause more bugs. In the crew 1 we had Wild Run, probably one of the best updates in the game because it brought all kind of stuff. We had graphical updates, we had new content, we had new series even, you know, we had drift cars coming in, drag cars coming in, bikes coming in. We had Summit, was like content-wise probably one of the best updates of a game with the Wild Run. Then they brought Calling All Units, which was also involving cops, probably one of the worst. It messed with the whole system, it bugged it out. People were just cruising around and were bothered suddenly being in a police chase. That sort of Calling All Units was like, yeah, was complete opposite of Wild Run. Did not work very well. Was also quickly developed and that showed more or less. Now they keep it clean in a way for 2 years in the crew 2, and now they come up with this, and the first thing you see is cops. So I am very, very skeptical about this. In the first game they ruined their game with the cops, and now they come up with some new sort of update system, and the first episode is going to be about cops. They put the TPC members on hold. In theory we're still under NDA because we signed a damn contract for 10 years. But yeah. If they put us on hold, that means that they can also don't have to give us any information, and it also means that we do not are able to give any feedback. But it all makes sense. It all makes sense now. The people of which they know they would totally not agree with this, they put on hold. They give it 2-3 months silence, and then they come up with this. We'll go along with the flow. We'll see what ends up in November. But if we think what it is, the way they are going to go, then you're not going to see much the Crew 2 content on my channel anymore. It all worked fine in the beginning. But if they stop listening to the people who are actually playing the game, and not those guys that show up and do a video on it every 3 months, and other than that they're playing Need for Speed and whatnot. Yeah, if they're gonna start listening to those guys, then we can expect the most crazy stuff coming up in the next episodes, I'm assuming. Wait and see till November. This is what they dropped today. And yeah. Let's put it this way, those who are playing the game pretty often, doing summits, doing PvP, whatnot, they are not so excited about this. Corvette C8, yeah, whatever. We have a C2, a C3, a C6, a C7. This is another Corvette that's coming in. It has police livery, it has sirens. If we can drive that thing, then we are actually doing cop chases, which is the last thing we want to see. I'm very sure that people like LP Ripper and what's his name there, Jack whatever, and Black Panther, they will be super excited. I'm pretty sure, as I mentioned before, if they're gonna start listening to those kind of people, then we are far off from where we want to be as a driver, as a racer. Then we're gonna go more into stupidity and playgrounds style. That seems to be where they want to go now. So yeah, Mr. Fergus is talking out of his neck, basically, when he says 2 years will never be cops in the game. I don't know. Did he move on? Is somebody else running the show? Or was he just talking trash 2 years ago? You tell me, Mr. Fergus. Because something is not going right. That was it for this video, guys. They presented the new update system with 6 episodes coming in year number 3. I can pretty sure speak for a majority of the TPC members, and also for the hardcore crew players. This is not what we were waiting on. Totally not. Which also means I'm gonna keep it very short and just close it here, because otherwise we might say some more stupid things which we might regret later. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.